Have you been curious about non-LEGO building sets? We've got you covered today on Brickscale Studio. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I just want to take a little deeper dive into the company called FunWhole. This is a LEGO competitor. They produce building sets just like LEGO does. One of the purposes of this video is to set the record straight. Back in November, I did a series called Knockoff November, and I included 2 FunWhole sets in that series. And I got quite a bit of feedback. People were very passionate about FunWhole and sort of admonished me for calling it a knockoff. And truly, I didn't call it a knockoff to be derogatory. It really was just as simple as the alliteration of knockoff in November. That's all it was. Like, I wasn't knocking. The intent was not to knock FunWhole in any way. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. And having said that, I truly believe that they are not a knockoff or copycat. They are a true competitor to LEGO for a couple of reasons, which we'll get into in this video. Also, I wanted to also sort of set the expectations. This is not a fanboy video. I think fanboy culture is, I just don't get the point of it. Like, I don't understand if you like one thing, you have to hate everything else. I think there's room for all players in the game. That's one thing I did hear from the feedback I got on some of the FunWhole sets that I have done so far. Some people would never touch FunWhole because it's not LEGO. How dare you do anything non-LEGO? And then same thing, oh, I hate LEGO, it's too expensive. FunWhole's like gonna bury LEGO and blah, blah, blah. So this video is not that. So if you're here to listen to me or watch me trash LEGO or whatever, that's not happening in this video. I just wanted to get that out there. I mean, LEGO's been around forever. I am 52 years old as of the recording of this video, and I have been building LEGO for literally as long as I can remember, as long as I've been alive. So I will always have affection for LEGO. I will keep building LEGO. But at the same token, I'm not going to trash other companies that are doing good things, and I think FunWhole is one of those companies, and hopefully you'll agree with me by the end of the video, and if not, that's great. Keep doing what you're doing. So, with all that said, let's get into taking a look at this and see how it kind of compares to LEGO, and because definitely there's a lot of similarities, but there's also a lot of differences, so let's get into it. Obviously, the main similarity is you're building things with plastic bricks. So they both include plastic bricks. And just to get out of the way, also, LEGO does not hold a patent or copyright on the bricks. They only hold a patent or copyright or trademark, whatever the legal term is, on the minifigures. So that is why there's a lot of companies that are producing plastic bricks similar to LEGO, because LEGO does not hold a copyright or whatever on the bricks themselves, but they do on the minifigures. And obviously they do on their designs for the sets and their licensing and all that good stuff. So with that said, FunWhole pieces look just like LEGO pieces. They're compatible with LEGO. There are some differences. Some of their slope pieces and window frame pieces look different, quite a bit different than LEGO. Some of their jumper pieces also look different. Some of their coloring, they tend to have a more metallic metal color than LEGO does. Also, they have specialized pieces for the wiring and the lighting portion. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But just so you know, they are compatible with LEGO. Like LEGO, they do numbered bags. So when you open a FunWhole set, it is a box with numbered bags. There's a manual, and then there's a light kit, obviously. Now, LEGO recently, in most of their newer sets in the last couple of years, they've made it extra simple, and they're doing sort of, one bag per number. So there's only one number 1 bag, one number 2 bag, one number 3 bag. With some exceptions. FunWhole, they're still in this multiple bags per number situation, so even their newer sets, there's still multiple bags per number, but it's not overwhelming by any means. It's still easy to, find the pieces and all that. They also, include a detailed instruction book with the option for digital download a PDF version of the instructions as well. But the one thing I do like about FunWhole's manuals is when you need to use plates, or any really like a 1x6 or a 1x10 brick, or a 1x10 plate, or a 1x10 tile. They actually give you the stud count in the instructions, and I'll throw up a picture so you see what I mean. And they typically provide a measuring guide in the manual. So like for a tile that doesn't have studs on the top, they'll tell you it's a 6 stud tile, but it still might be hard to see that because there's no studs. So you can just lay it on the picture, and if it matches, that's the one. If it doesn't match, that's the wrong one. So I do like that about the FunWhole manuals. Also, like Lego, they have printed pieces, and then they also have stickers. Now, I have not verified this myself, but I've watched a couple other FunWhole videos, or videos about FunWhole. One of them being Jang Bricks, which I'm sure you're probably familiar with if you're into Lego. And he's been doing FunWhole reviews as well. So basically all of FunWhole's sets are F90 something something. So anything after 9030 has printed pieces, and anything before that has stickers or a combination of stickers and print. And then both of them have, both Lego and FunWhole have sort of modular building, and that's mostly what FunWhole is. It's a lot of buildings, not so much like play sets or some of the stuff that Lego does. It's mostly modular buildings is what FunWhole has, and they have a lot of them. They also both have a points and reward system. Like Lego has their Lego Insiders program where you earn points and then you can redeem those points for dollars off. FunWhole has a similar system, plus they both have gifts with purchase occasionally. FunWhole has those as well. So very similar. The differences are, I think, the important ones anyway. So FO does not have any licensed sets at all, at least for now. As of this video, which is March 2025 is when I'm recording this, they don't have any licensed sets. So no, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Pokemon, SpongeBob, no licensed sets at all. It's all their own original creations. The other big difference, and this is again, like I mentioned earlier, one of their things that are setting them apart is their lighting kits. So all of the lighting kits, or all of the building sets include lighting kits. So that's very cool. With Lego does not produce lighting kits. Occasionally you get a light brick in a set, but there's no like wired lighting and all that kind of stuff. But there are third-party companies that provide and make light kits for Lego sets. But most of them are sort of after the fact. You basically build the set and then you get this light kit, and then you have to kind of retrofit it and shoehorn it into this thing you've already built, and it becomes a real pain when you have to partially deconstruct stuff, and sometimes the wires are just dangling everywhere and it doesn't look all that great. So recently, Light My Bricks, one of these third-party light kit providers, they came out with their 2.0 system, which they are printing instructions that will allow you to install the light kit as you build the set. So that is very interesting, because that has been the one deterrent of why I've never gotten one of these lighting kits, because just looking at the instructions and watching videos of other people putting them in after the fact, it just does not look fun at all. So I'm very curious about the 2.0 system from Light My Bricks that includes instructions to do it as you build. And funny I should mention that, or not so funny, maybe strategically. Coming up in a couple weeks, we have a new build series starting on the channel for the Titanic. So we're going to be building the Lego Titanic alongside the Agora Models scale model version. And I did purchase the Light My Bricks 2.0 light kit for the Lego Titanic, so we will be taking a look at that and hopefully installing that as we build the Lego version. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification if you have not already, so that you'll be notified when those Titanic videos start rolling out, which should be toward the middle to end of April. So definitely be on the lookout for those and see how that Light My Bricks 2.0 system works out. The other big difference is the minifigures. Like I said, the Lego doesn't hold a copyright or patent for the bricks, but they do for minifigures. So the FunWhole minifigures look different than the Lego minifigures. I mean, they don't look vastly different, but they are definitely different. The one thing I will say about them, I don't mind how they look. I think they look just fine. But the one thing that does annoy me about them is you have to build them entirely. So for the Lego minifigures, you usually have legs, a torso, and a head. And then there's accessories like a hat or whatever, something they hold in their hand. Fine. But the minifigure itself is legs, torso, head. For the FunWhole figures, you literally have to build them. Sometimes the legs will come assembled, but oftentimes there's sort of a little like pelvis piece that you have to attach both legs to, and then you have to attach the arms to the torso, and then you also have to attach the hands to the ends of the arms. So I just find that tedious and I don't like to do it. And I think in the last 3 or 4 sets that I built, I haven't even... those parts for the minifigures come in a separate bag and I just put it aside. I haven't even done it. I'll probably do it eventually, but yeah, it's just not fun. The hand pieces especially, are so small, and yeah, it's just not my thing. The other thing that's a little bit different is with the modular style buildings, Lego, as you know, like you can take the floors off, and you can do the same thing with the FunWhole sets. However, because there's lighting, sometimes you may wish to not take the floors off, but you want to look at the set all completely built and look inside of it without having to take the floors off. So they usually include panels in the back that open up so you can look inside without taking the floors off. So that's nice. And the way they've done with the wiring in the newer sets, they have these little pieces that attach the first floor and the second floor, and when they make contact, it will light up the second floor. But when you take the second floor off, it breaks the connection, but there's no wires. So you can take the second floor off and not have to worry about wiring or anything like that. It's a pretty slick system when it works correctly. Lastly, sort of the elephant in the room that I'm sure everyone's the most curious about is the cost. And yes, the FunWhole sets are much cheaper. When you take a look at the sort of the price per piece, they're definitely cheaper, but surprisingly, if you take the lighting kit out, they're pretty competitive with Lego on Lego's non-licensed sets. So for example, Tudor Corner, which is Lego's latest modular, it is 3,266 pieces and it retails for $230. So that works out to be about 7 cents per piece. And the FunWhole Twilight Motel, which is one of their recent sets, it's 1,970 pieces and retails for $120. And that works out to about 6 cents per piece. So if you don't factor in the lighting, just piece for piece with the bricks, it's pretty comparable. But then, of course, when you think about the lighting, which is included, so for the Twilight Motel, that $120 price tag, that includes the lighting kit. You don't pay extra for lighting. But for Tudor Corner, if you want to light that up, you have to buy a third-party lighting kit. And there are several companies out there. And I looked at 3 or 4, and it starts anywhere from $49.99 to $89.99. So, you're adding $50 to $90 to the price tag for lights in the Lego set. And then, of course, if you want to talk about licensed sets, forgetting about lighting, Lego's licensed sets go anywhere from 8 cents a piece to 12 cents a piece. So I'm talking about like, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Marvel, Lord of the Rings, that kind of thing. I think the Star Wars sets are the worst offenders. I think they're in that 12 cent per piece range. Just think of Lego sets, non-licensed, and forget the lighting, then yes, they're pretty competitive, but you have to put that lighting in there because, yeah, I mean, it's so much an integrated part of the FunWhole experience. Now, having said that, you don't have to use the light kits if you want. A lot of the times with the lighting kits, you utilize these specialized pieces that allow you to hide the wires or secure them to different locations in the model. So for all of the FunWhole sets, they include regular pieces that will replace those specialized pieces if you don't want to use the lighting kit. So it's totally up to you. The thing with FunWhole also is they're almost always on sale. You can almost always find a sale. I think in the beginning of the video I mentioned I've built 8 of these sets so far, and I have not paid retail price for any of them. I've got them all on sale. And so check the FunWhole website. If it's not on sale there, it's usually on sale on Amazon. So for example, the Twilight Motel, it retails for $120. I got it for about 15% off on Amazon, so it was around $103, somewhere around in there. So that brings it down to like 5 cents per piece. So again, check those prices, and if, like I said, if it's not on sale on the FunWhole website, it might be on sale on Amazon. Now, I don't know. I mean, it seems to me that their sales are pretty aggressive. Like they're discounting these sets pretty aggressively to kind of get their foot in the door. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue that going forward, if they're going to be more like Lego and just do sort of some special sales throughout the year rather than just them always being on sale. So that'll be interesting. And then the other thing I wanted to highlight is, like I mentioned, the 2 things that I think set FunWhole apart are the lighting and the themes that they have. So let's just quickly take a quick look at their themes really quick. So they have a town life theme, which includes, these mostly remind me of like the Lego modulars. It's sort of the same kind of architectural style and look. So that's town life. I have built the balcony theater, and so that was a fun build, although I will say that the execution of it could have been a little bit better. It was a modular style building. However, they also do the panels, and then there's some pull-out sections, and I just think it could have been executed a lot better. And then they have the Old West, which is one of those themes that I said Lego is not doing on their main website, but they are doing through the Bricklink designer program. So they have a train and train station, a stagecoach, and then several buildings. I've done all the buildings except for the train station, and I've not done the train or the stagecoach, but I've done all the other buildings. I will say the saloon is an older set, so it was sort of in transition. It had a mix of stickers and printed pieces, and the lighting was kind of hit and miss. Some of it was hidden very well, other parts of it was not done well at all. But again, that was sort of a transitional piece. The general store, the Old West Post Office, and the Sheriff's Office, they were great. All print pieces and a ton of them. Especially in the post office, they were just going overboard. You know how Lego, for envelopes, we have generally, there's 2 types. There's like sort of the ones that have the front of the envelope with the stamp and the sort of address on it. And then there's ones that are the back of the envelope with the flap and some kind of a seal. For the post office, for the Old West Post Office, I think there was like 6 different designs for the envelopes. So they just went above and beyond. And then on top of it, there were just tons of other print pieces. Yeah, so that was a great set. I do like the Old West line. Then we have another set, or another theme that Lego is not really doing a whole lot with. Steampunk. That's another one that makes its way into that Bricklink designer program on occasion. Some steampunk sets. So they've got a whole steampunk lineup. And again, all of these sets that you're seeing include lighting. So And then they have their retro house theme, which I really think they should just call, this should just be like the cabin series, because it's all mostly cabins or woodsy things. Like we have the wood cabin, the hunting cabin, the mountain cabin, the A-frame cabin. So they're pretty good. I've built the mountain cabin and the A-frame cabin. So the mountain cabin is a newer set, all printed, all integrated lighting with the specialized pieces and wire management and all that. Great set. The A-frame cabin was the first set I built from FunWhole. That one I was not very excited about. It's an older set, so there were stickers, but not just stickers, more decals. They had, like you'd peel it off the sticker sheet, and there'd be this like clear film over the sticker. So you'd put the sticker on the piece, and then you'd peel off this clear film. So that was one thing that was weird. The wire management was not good at all. In fact, there's nowhere to put the battery box, so it's just dangling in space. So whenever you have to move this thing, it's a real pain, especially also because the base is very fragile. And then I thought the coloring was a little weird, and then also the foliage was weird too, because there's a sign that says something about jungle wildlife or jungle cruise or something, but the foliage is like pine trees and stuff. But anyway, if you want to watch that review, I will link my non-Lego playlist below that will include the review to the A-frame cabin and all the other FunWhole sets I've reviewed. And then they have this new theme called Cyberpunk. This kind of reminds me of Ninjago, especially this apartment building definitely reminds me of Ninjago. So they only have a couple sets here, so it'll be interesting to see like what they do with this. And then we have Street Fusion, which it's kind of the same as Town Life, but it's more gritty. Like there's graffiti and stuff on the buildings. The record store looks very interesting. So yeah, I haven't built any of these sets, so maybe I'll take a look at the record shop here soon. And then we have Farm Life, which basically is a lot of things you would find out in the countryside, like a barn, a bee farm, a cheese house, a hen house, a water or a greenhouse. Then we have the Middle Ages, which I've not built anything, but this is sort of their medieval theme. No real castles. I mean, this watchtower is sort of castle-like, but no out-and-out castles yet, so maybe that's to come, but definitely a medieval look. Then we have Road Trip, which is a newer theme. There's only 2 sets. I have built the Twilight Motel. This is also very retro, like both of the cars, the one that's included in the Twilight Motel and the one in the Deer Crossing are very like 1950s. The hotel is very mid-century, like, that whole road tripping Route 66 thing. So it'll be interesting to see how they develop this theme as well. This is fairly new. Then we have Vacation, which is kind of just recreational vehicles, the travel trailer, camper van, and an off-roader. And then we have a vehicle, which really isn't a theme. It's just all the vehicles from the various themes in one spot. So like this is the Steampunk train, the Old West train, the stagecoach from the Old West theme. So it's just all the vehicles. And then they have a limited edition section, which is kind of their soon-to-be retired section. They're all discounted, and it says these sets are available while supplies last. This will be your last chance to buy at the lowest price. So if you see a building block you like or want, buy it now. All right, so that is FunWhole in a nutshell. I wanted to get the information out there just to let you know about FunWhole. Like I said, I think they're a worthy competitor of Lego. Like I said, I am a diehard Lego fan from back in the day. I will always build Lego no matter what. But I'm also open to these sets. I've built 8 of them so far, and I would say 7 of the 8 have been really good. And even that A-frame cabin, it was not bad, but it definitely is not up to par with the other newer sets. And speaking of the newer sets, it does seem like they do listen to their customer feedback and improve on things, because I've noticed several times that I'll be building a newer set and I'll be like, oh yeah, this was very similar to the way they did this in the, A-frame cabin. I wonder if it's going to be the same. And no, it's not. They fixed it. It's way more stable than the A-frame cabin. And the wiring is hidden better, and there's no stickers, and the base is more stable, and they've figured out how to hide the battery box in the build so it's not just hanging off to the side. So they definitely seem to be improving with each new set. It's an improvement. The only sort of misstep I would say is, again, that balcony theater. Overall, a great set. It's gorgeous when it's finished as a display piece and lit up. It's just spectacular. But I think they kind of were trying to do too much. They called it a multi-form modular system. So they have the modularity of it, but it's only 2 floors the way that they have it split, and it's very top heavy. Like the first floor is about this tall, and then the second floor is this tall. So separating it is a little annoying, and isn't successful all the time. And then it does include panels, so that's how I would recommend looking at it, is using the panels rather than taking the floor off. But it also includes, instead of just a little thin wall panel that opens up, on the first floor, they have this whole panel that opens up with an entire little mini build on it. It's like the coat check area or something. So that's interesting. And then the other interesting thing is the stage for the theater. It's its own separate build, its own separate little modular that you can pull completely out of the set. So I think that's what they were calling the multi-form modular building. I think that the panel with the coat check mini build on it was a success. I'm kind of on the fence about the pull-out stage. I get kind of what they were going for, but just opposite of the stage, there's a panel that you can open and see that fully. So I'm not sure why it had to come all the way out. It just makes the build process a little weird. And also, again, it makes that top part really top heavy. But other than that, like I said, it's a great display piece for sure. So hopefully they'll kind of refine that, and we'll get some other sets down the road that better execute that multi-form thing they're trying to go for. So overall, would I recommend FunWhole to a LEGO fan? Absolutely. Especially if you're a LEGO fan that is sort of getting price fatigue. I mean, I will fully admit LEGO is expensive, and it seems to just be getting more expensive. So if you're looking for a lower price alternative that is still, in my opinion, quality and a good build experience, give FunWhole a try. Like I said, look for sales, go on their website. I'll put all the information down in the description box. Website for FunWhole. Also look on Amazon. They're always usually on sale there also. Check out their point program and their gifts with purchases. Lastly, down in the comments, let me know if you've built any FunWhole sets. What do you think? Are you a diehard LEGO person and never going to give FunWhole a try? Or are you just the opposite and death to LEGO, I'm only FunWhole from now on? Let me know down below. I'd be very interested to see what you have to say. And remember to hit that like button and subscribe button. Also that notification bell, and remember the Titanic build coming up in a couple weeks where we're going to test out that Light My Bricks 2.0 system. And then we've also got an Optimus Prime build series starting up soon as well, so definitely check that out. We're going to be doing the Agora Models Optimus Prime alongside the Lego Optimus Prime, so check that out for sure. And then, as always, until I see you again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.